Okay. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in today. It's going to be a bit of a short update since I just want to touch up on my current outlook for Bitcoin and Ethereum. Other than that, probably shouldn't take more than 5 minutes, but let's dive right into it. I'm going to record this here. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to start off by going down to the 1 minute or 1 hour chart, excuse me. Nothing to see on the 1 minute chart. We want to take a look at the 1050 band, like so. Okay. Zoom out just a touch so we can see the right values there. Beautiful. So, what's important to note is the 1050 band was the longest overexpanded period, which allowed for continued expansion or compression, which defined a trend by the 1.25 standard deviation, which is the pivot point for the expansion or compression of a distribution. So you can see it was a very well protected value. We did bounce off it multiple times. There are several candle closes directly on it. And you'll notice the moment we actually re-entered this band, trend was over, and the new rule for Bitcoin is price will trend laterally as defined by the compressing 1.25 standard deviation. Okay, and that's the only thing that's really high probability right now, right? So we're gonna stay in this band. And this is kind of where the strategy works, right? If you have a huge compressing band and you can define the range in the band, then your only real options are to short at the top or long at the bottom until a certain condition triggers. The 1050 period returns back below the 0.7 value on the 3D wave PM, which allows for the continued re-expansion of that relative period because there was significant compression, or rather sufficient compression, to actually allow for new trend, right? You want to push a truck up a hill. Do you wait for the truck to roll all the way back down the hill to push it up again, or do you try to stop it when it's in the process of rolling down the hill? Well, you might be able to stop it when it's rolling down the hill. Like, sure, if you want to try that, go ahead. You're just going to need Herculean strength with a lot of force and a lot of people to help you. Okay, so would it be reasonable to assume that we're going to get insane, crazy buying pressure on Bitcoin at this current time? No. I would say no. Why would I say no? It's because we're directly below an institutional benchmark, as seen right there, the weekly 50 moving average. And to assume that we're going to get any kind of upward expansion above there, especially after we've just had bearish confirmation by entering our mean reversion pivot, well, if you want to risk your money on that kind of thing, that's your prerogative, but I cannot give it my blessing. The only thing I truly recommend doing right now is shorting. My goodness, I do like this chart quite a bit. Let's take a look at the BLX ticker so we can get the full history and do the comparison. Okay. Just like that. Beautiful. I want to see what happens when I switch this to logarithmic. It gets really goofy. I don't feel like dealing with that. I know how to fix it, but it takes a while, so we're just going to do that. Wow. Classic. Okay. Yeah, you shouldn't be allowed to drag indicators to new windows. Hell, we're even get a 14 period CCRL now. That's insane. We even got it in the previous one too. Okay, I'm going to show you what I'm looking at here, folks. It's pretty nice, not going to lie. Okay. So, if we enter the band, we return to its mean. Right? That's really only true because every single period is in a state of overexpansion. But, I'm sure we can make do. Okay. So when we re-enter the 50 band, price reverts to the 50 mean. When we re-enter the 200 band, price reverts to the 200 mean. Alright, having both scenarios here. We re-enter this band, We revert to that mean, we run to this band, we enter that mean. Wow, it's almost like clockwork, right? These downtrends here are just so clean and so defined and so predictable. And in both scenarios, we found support directly on top of, you guessed it, weekly 200 moving average. One time, two times, one time, two times. I didn't draw those in the right place, but yeah. And finally, in both scenarios, we have rejection from the weekly 50 and rejection from the weekly 50. Goodness gracious. They're just playing out next to each other exactly the same. So, rejection from this value, rejection from this value. In this scenario, we had a retracement to the 200 weekly mean, which was a 25% loss. In this scenario, we have a retrace to the 200 weekly mean, which is a 35% loss. I am trying to double my money in my leveraged account, right? Pretty much just put the entire account into a short, leveraged, so that 35% gain would result in my money getting doubled. Okay, that's what I'm doing. That's how I'm playing this game, and it should work out pretty well for me. I mean, the cards are there. Well, what's nice about this is how easy it's going to be to stop out of. You know, if we get above the weekly 50 and create a higher high, okay, we stop out of the position. It's good news, right? So, what's going to happen from here? We're going to get compression of the 50 band, and 200 MA is going to squash down together, and then price action, like so, is going to retrace to the weekly 200, and then it'll retrace to the weekly 50, and then it's going to do that one more time, and then right here, where it breaks out of that nice little bit of compression, well, that's going to result in a bull run. Probably a pretty significant bull run, right? Okay, let's take a look at this. What happened the last time? It might actually happen a lot faster than the way I drew it. I kind of really stretched that out there. But anyway, when we break up above this weekly 50, price decided to trend 7,300%. That's pretty reasonable. Given that this is a logarithmic scaling from, this parabolic curvature and how long each subsequent time is going to take. We could probably figure out the ratio, huh? It's kind of hard. I don't think it's worth it. Anyway, we're going to get this long period of compression, and then let's just assume that it does half of the previous bull run, yeah? What does that look like? I can deal with that 3,000% gain. Right, let's say you put buy 10 Bitcoin, yeah? Which is a lot. It's $30,000 right now. Or at least it will be when it hits my values. If we retrace that far. You'd be sitting pretty. Okay? So, just risk to reward here, okay? Your downside here is going to be about 5%. Maybe 7, 8, 9, 10% if you want to be liberal, okay? But your upside is 3,000%. Can you understand why that might be a good profit ratio and why you might want to take that position? You can actually, draw it out, that helps convince you. That's funny. Okay, there we go, 10% downside. And our upside is 3,500. Okay, that is what kind of profit ratio is that? I can't even tell. I'm not seeing the usual values just because of how ridiculous I set this straight up as. Oh, there it is. A risk to reward ratio 370 to 1. If I presented you a trade that had a 370 to 1 profit ratio, and let's say, you want to assume a 50-50 chance of hitting, huh? Would you take that trade? Okay. So set your goddamn buys right on the weekly 200. You might want to expect a wick, though. Let's be honest, right? We had these springs, if you will, liquidity hunts. And you might actually see a pretty significant little blip to the downside as institutions scoop up your stop losses. But the profit ratio is still there. Make sure you can even use a CCI roll, which would be cool. CCI on the weekly is actually pretty damn good, for being honest, right? Like, let's just hold on. Let's just assume you bought every time a 14 period CCI rolled up in a bull market. Okay. In a bear market, no, we're not going to count it because it's downward expansion. Okay. Here, wow, that's a great place to buy. And here would have been your buy for Bitcoin, right there, which honestly is the market bottom. So that's pretty convincing, if you ask me. Actually, if you just look at anywhere where this CCI rolled up, it's a little ridiculous just how well it works. It's like the default setting too. I mean, if you just trade the weekly chart with your most basic signals, you're gonna outperform a lot of people, right? So like here, you would have made, like, let's not even assume the top. Let's assume you sell after like a 10% drawdown. So here you would have made 30%. Here you would have made 25%. And here you would have made 40%. Yeah, that's good. Oh, let's be honest. We called the bottom right here directly on top of the weekly 200 moving average. So it's cozy. We're just waiting for that retest, the weekly 200. I mean, I don't have a lot of good charts for you guys right now. Maybe I want to short ADA. Maybe I want to short Litecoin. Hold on, let's look at Litecoin real quick. I really want to short Litecoin, I'm going to be honest. Oh, it's expanding to downside. Quad CCI gave us entry. How did I miss it? It's because I was waiting for mean reversion, and we're getting lateral trending as defined by the longest overexpanded period. We could define that value right here. Hold on. We actually have several values we need to check here. This is a little bit more complicated. We're actually getting re-expansion of volatility overhead, which implies significant force. So we need to look at lower time frame. Because I want to see larger expansion. Okay, it's right here. 280. Oh goodness, did that mean reversion fail? It did. Do you see how everything is lighting up here? It means it's re-expansion, which means significant trend. Uh-oh. All right, so this implies we need to do quad CCI in the 4 hour, and we can set that up real easy by doing the following. I'm going to make an alert. Thank you, Litecoin. Crossing down the 100 value. It's going to give me a warning, but I don't care. I'm just going to type an LTC short. Okay, it's perfect. It's beautiful. I love it. Nice. Okay, so that's going to let me know when it's time to short Litecoin. And then you might hear about it if you give me money. Depends. Okay, and we need to look at... wow, okay. That's it for You Trading View, folks. It's been fun. See you later. You have a beautiful evening. Oh, there's a doggy outside. I had a long day. I hiked 7 miles this morning. And I took a 5 hour energy, and I get a little high when I do that. I honestly don't understand how it's not illegal to do that much stimulants. 5 hour energy, man, that's something else. Because I'm coming down off of it right now, because it's been 5 hours, and let me tell you, That's not healthy. You shouldn't do that. Oh no, I have a comment from Creative Grip saying, thanks for your videos. I shorted 5,600 and took most profits around 50-50. Man, oh man. It's one of the biggest problems of retail traders. Taking profit too soon. Premium chat channel. Let me show you folks some, a little bit of gold here. Premium Shark, I expect all of you to have iron hands. You're not taking profit on the short until the weekly 200. That's set in stone. No one is allowed to take profit if you're a premium subscriber until we're on the weekly 200. I don't care how much profit you've made right now. You're making more. All right? You're not getting off this train until I say so. That's the rules. Gotta listen. Yeah, because I'm not really calling all that much this month. I'm not. I'm going to call like maybe a short and maybe a long. And you're going to make all your money from a single goddamn Bitcoin short. And that's how we're playing this. And I'm just going to repeatedly insist you do not exit the short. Right? Because I'm not going to know how to find re-entries. It's going to be screwy. Because it's a mean reversion leading into a downtrend. And there's going to be all sorts of high volatility pivots, and quad CCIs not going to line up because of the overexpansion of the higher periods anyway. It's going to be screwy. It's going to be choppy, and I don't want to trade it. I got my swing high short entry, and I'm going to hold it. And I don't care what the market's going to do for the next month, other than slightly downtrend, right? That's how I'm playing this. I'm in a long-term futures. I'm just going to wait for it to expire in 6 months. Just kidding. I'll take profit on the weekly 200, but it doesn't expire for quite some time. Anyway, let's go through all these comments. Stop loss for long entry 10% below 200 MA. No, I would actually use a CCI roll-up to take long down there instead of just a static target, because you might get screwed on that. How much was premium subscription, by the way? $55. I don't really recommend it buying it this month, because you guys already know what I'm doing. I'm shorting. Just kidding. I think the last 8 trades stopped out or something like that. Something ridiculous like that. But the profit ratio is at least 4-to-1 and typically 6-to-1. So you need to expect to lose 6 trades for every one you win. And that one winning trade is going to be something like VIB, where we took 90% profit on that trade. It's just ridiculous. I really have to scroll down for this bad boy, but it's worth it. Like, VIB made me the most money all year. And I took profit directly on my defined take profit, and it continued to go up another 70%. Like, I'm gonna hit play. Like, look at this. I provided a stop loss range for you to manage your own risk here. The multi-time frame convergence of the signals here is massive. The required downside to capitalize off of that is large. Call strength, probably the strongest call I've found in months. It means you'd have a larger position size. So, let's hit play. Like, this is kind of funny. Do you see how I have this take profit and this take profit? Spoiler alert, there's actually another take profit all the way up here that I wasn't kidding about. And let's just hit play. We got some crazy bullshit on this chart, but... Oh, come on. I went through the trouble of finding it. I just want you to load it, TradingView. I double published this one. I should probably delete the duplicate, but they're pretty much the exact same. I just accidentally published this one with 2 charts instead of 1. I'm like, well, that's not aesthetic, so I just redid it. What's happening here? Come on. Shoo. Okay, well, I'm just going to show you it. Daily. Nice. Yeah, that's 150%. Our take profit was here. So, it's glorious stuff. Actually, hold on. You guys seeing this? This is looking pretty cyclical. It's a 20% upside, 10% downside. That's 2 to 1. We could probably call that. Okay. So help me God, guys. You are not allowed to exit your shorts. Otherwise, I'm disowning you. You exit your shorts preemptively, I'm kicking you from the server. So help me God. You're staying short on Bitcoin until one of two things happens. We're above the weekly 50, or we touch the weekly 200. You are not exiting your Bitcoin short until either one of those two things happens. Okay? It's just science. Speculative science. I didn't really finish my Litecoin analysis, did I? Okay. We'll talk about it. We actually have this really long mean term. Oh, hold on. 220? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Litecoin has a long way to trace, my boys. Longest ever expanded period is 220. Ooh, 18% drawdown. I'm gonna short that. I'm probably gonna short the USD pair, just because it's, you know, Bitcoin's in a downtrend, Litecoin's in a downtrend. We're gonna get some crazy shit there. And I already set the alert for this, so I'm just waiting for that entry. Like, we now officially have slope of probability volatility. It's trend is confirmed. I just need that CCI roll down, and then I'm gonna enter like 3x and see what happens. Oh my god, I'm gonna be so over leveraged. I don't care. It's my small account. You should use proper risk management. Never use more than 20% of your portfolio size, please. Okay. Like, my main account is just in Tether right now. It's kind of sad. But my small leveraged account, well, I think I'm like 7x right now. And it's going to get higher because I'm on cross margin. But I'm hoping to triple, quadruple, quintuple that portfolio by like in 2 months, if this plays out the way I want it to. So I'll let you know if that happens, though. It'll be fun. Okay, see no comments. This has been fun. I'll talk to you all tomorrow at 1 p.m. I think that's correct. Okay? See ya. Bye-bye.